Hi guys, this is Amy with Keto Life, and I am in the Dutch Bros line getting my cold brew coffee, and I'm going to do a chit chat with you guys in a little bit as soon as I drop off Miss Ava over here. She's going to her art class. So we'll be dropping her off, and then we're going to have a little chit chat. The question I have for you guys, are you sliding in and out of ketosis? I want to talk about that because that's been something I've been really thinking a lot about lately and looking into research-wise. So we'll be right back and we'll talk about it. Alright guys, so got Miss Ava dropped off at her art class, and so I've been watching some different videos. I think the two docs put one out, and I think Thomas Delauer put one out on kind of how dangerous it can be if you're slipping in and out of ketosis. And I'm seeing, I think people that are doing carnivore might need to be careful with this, because there's some people that are only doing carnivore like once in a while, or they think they're doing it like carnivore-ish. The problem, if you're slipping out of ketosis, then any of the fat that you're also consuming is going to be straight to storage. Like that's something I've been wondering about. So if I would think, and you guys comment below and let me know, if you're carnivore, we already know that carnivores have lower ketones in general, or even if you're doing like a high protein diet and a lower fat, but you're still getting enough fat that you're slipping out of ketosis, then you might store that fat, that extra fat, right? So I think, and especially for those of us that are getting down closer to goal weight, I think that's more of a factor. And at least for me, that's what I'm looking into for myself. I'm trying to be really careful that I make sure I don't kick myself, and that I stay in a good amount of ketosis, so that if I do kick myself, I'm not going to store all that excess fat on my body. And that's just something I wanted to bring up and mention, because, and also if you're cheating a lot, if you think that, you know, like, well, I'm cheating on keto foods, but if you're eating a whole lot of just enough carbs to kick you out of ketosis, then all that fat that you ate that day is going to be stored too. So it's, I think people need to be a little bit careful with keto, because I think, when we first started keto, we could kind of eat whatever we wanted, and, not whatever we wanted, but keto wise, whatever we wanted. We could eat high fat, we could eat, bars and, treats and things, and not have too much problem. We would still drop the weight. But as we're getting lower, or if we're in a stall, I think people might be missing that point. They might be going in and out of ketosis and storing fat. So they're either stalled or they're gaining. And I think that's what's happening to me. So I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's something that you might want to think about, especially if you're doing carnivore only sometimes, or especially if you feel like you're having too many cheat days or too many keto treats. That is something to keep in mind, that if you let yourself get kicked out of ketosis, you're not just getting kicked out of ketosis, you're also going to store fat. So one of the things Thomas mentioned is that if you're going to purposely plan a cheat or go out of ketosis, then don't eat high fats, or don't eat high fats during that window. So as you drop out of ketosis, you don't want to have a bunch of fat in there that will be stored. So, there's that to think about. And I was just like, wow, that really, really makes sense, especially for me, because I definitely feel that there were things that were kicking me out of ketosis. For example, I've never thought that I had any problems with erythritol, but I had that purple Rockstar, the grape flavor, and it had erythritol in it. Now, I don't think there was anything else in there, but I'm going to go check the ingredients really well, because I was in really good ketosis, And then yesterday I had one of those with my just a burrito bowl that I made, and I tested myself later that evening before I went to bed, and I was low in ketones, which is crazy. I'm usually 1 point something or higher. And then this morning, first thing in the morning, I tested, I was low. I was still low. Now, that doesn't mean I'm actually kicked out of ketosis. It can mean that, I'm just not producing or I'm using the ketones I'm producing. We also have to remember that when we test our ketones, it is a tool. It is not 100% number of anything. You could test your blood ketones, and at that exact moment you're testing at 1 point whatever, you're in good ketones. That could have meant your body just made ketones and hadn't used them yet. You have to remember, we're only taking a snapshot picture of our blood and what's in our blood at that exact moment. It doesn't tell you how much is being burned. It doesn't tell us how much you just burned. It doesn't tell us how much you just created. It's kind of just a snapshot. So don't freak out if it's low, but at the same time, use it as a tool to see if a certain food or drink that you've consumed has kicked you. There's all of that to consider. So it's not just cut and dry. There's a lot. It's a little bit more complex than I think some people understand. And I really appreciate that about Thomas Delauer. And the thing I really like about Thomas is that he was once fat. I don't know if any of you know that. He hasn't put a lot of those pictures on his channel, but I used to always think, oh, he's never been fat. He doesn't know what I've been through. He's never had to actually lose weight. But it turns out he was, and he did. So he has been in the trenches with us, and I appreciate that. He doesn't just say, oh, I'm an expert because I lost 100 pounds and now I'm an expert. He actually is in the field of health and fitness, and he's pretty knowledgeable. So I appreciate that about him, that he shares all of that knowledge with us. So I'm going to link a couple videos down below if you guys are curious about this topic and the dangers of slipping in and out of ketosis and how can that affect your journey. Check out those videos, because I am no Thomas Delauer, and I am not going to be able to explain it in all those fancy scientific words like he does. But, I think it's something we need to be careful of and mindful of. It's not okay to cheat every week and think that you're going to do well, Even me, I'm still paying for it from cheating back in Christmas time. And I have not had a cheat since then. But I do think that I have kicked myself out of ketosis, and I do think that I've eaten enough like bars and treats and stuff like that to make my ketones right in that gray area, just like Thomas talks about, that gray area where you're slipping just enough out of ketosis to make your body store the fat you're eating. You're literally self-sabotaging yourself and you don't even know it. So anyway, guys, I just thought that would be a good topic, something to mention to you all, and maybe it'll help you in your journey. Just sort of fine-tune things in your own journey. So I have been doing a lot better, I would say. I've noticed the scale has gone down. Like I said, it was all the way up to 167 last week. And I know a lot of that was water, but I know some of it is actual fat gain. So I've been pretty strict. I've been only eating what I cook at home. Like, I haven't been having any treats or bars, except for when I do the keto crate openings. I usually do taste, but I'm trying, and I've noticed since I've gotten more strict, even during the week, I just eat one meal a day, well, except for my cold brews with heavy cream in them, and I just make sure that I'm not letting myself be kicked out of ketosis. With the exception of yesterday, that purple grape Rockstar, I think it might have kicked me. So there's that. I will put in a little snippet of yesterday's food, my burrito bowl and my grape Rockstar. You'll see that there. and we're going to look at the ingredients on that. And, you know, maybe erythritol doesn't agree with me anymore. Who knows? I didn't really have almost any carbs yesterday. Like, my carbs were super low. So I did have jalapenos on my burrito bowl. I don't know if jalapenos don't agree with me, but I did have probably like 8 or 10 sliced jalapenos on there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there wasn't anything else different that I did other than that grape Rockstar for me to have low ketones. Or I just took the snapshot of my blood at that moment where I had just used my ketones. There's that too. But then I woke up this morning and still was low. So I don't know. It's kind of a mystery. But I am down on the scale. So that's a good plus. I'm down. I'll put my weigh in 162. Got to get back down. We need to get back down to the 148. That is my lowest low, 148. I hit that last year, and then I drifted back up to about 155, and then I stuck at 155 for a long time. And then I had the cheats during Christmas, and I creeped up a little bit more, and here we are. Here we are at 162. So yeah, just to show you, nobody's journey is perfect. I don't really see anyone getting on YouTube and presenting a perfect journey. All the people I watch anyway show pretty much their true journey, ups and downs, and everybody has them. So yeah. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about the ketone thing, slipping in and out of ketosis. Let me know what you think on that down below. Let me know if you think that might be affecting you on your journey. And again, if you are looking for a meter, I do have discount codes down below for blood ketone meters. And I would say use them as a tool to see if a certain food is kicking you, out of ketosis. But don't get too wrapped up in the number. Even Thomas talks about that in some of his videos, that people chase the ketones. Now, I do chase them a little bit just because I know that if I'm low, if my ketones are like 0.5, 0.6, I feel like garbage. I have noticed that. I do not feel good. And for me, my normal ketones are typically 1.5, 1.2, all the way up to, I've even hit 2.3 after a workout. So my ketones typically run a little higher. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video here. I will show you guys what I'm going to have for dinner. Probably having another burrito bowl because I prepped all that meat and I could eat those every day. I love just burrito bowls. They're so yummy and I love spicy food. So it might be boring in the food area, but yeah. Oh, and also I did make those meringue cookies. And I used Irish cream. I was trying to find something that would be fun for St. Patrick's Day. So I did the Irish cream meringue cookies. So good, you guys. You definitely should try them. And the great thing is they're very, very low carb. All they have in them is egg whites, your sweetener, and your extracts. And then here's one mistake I made in the video. I forgot to show you. But I did list it down in the comment section as in the recipe. I did put in a half a teaspoon of tartar, the cream of tartar, however you say it. I put a half a teaspoon of that in, and it does help to stiffen and make those egg whites whip up, and a pinch of salt. I neglected to put that in my video because I edited out where I had failed because I was using pasteurized eggs, and that they do not work. They won't stiffen up. So I edited that part out and then started over. And then when I started over, I forgot to edit in the part where I added cream of tartar, however you say it. And so I just wanted to point that out in case you're watching and in case you want to try that recipe. Make sure you look down in the comment section and I put the exact ingredients that I used. But I'm planning on making some more. They're a great little treat that's low in carbs, and I haven't done all the fat and protein and all that, but there should be relatively low. So that's a good little treat for your keto cravings, your sweet cravings. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause this video, and I'm gonna go run over to Walgreens and pick up some things, and yeah, we'll see you later tonight and see what I have for dinner. All right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, so today I'm having some of that meat that I cooked up the other day, and just having some taco meat with about 4 tablespoons of sour cream, probably about 1/4 cup of cheese, some green salsa, and sriracha on the top. And I'm gonna have that with this Zero Grape Rockstar. These are at my Dollar Tree, and they're really good. They taste just like a grape Jolly Rancher, so I like these a lot. All right, that's gonna be my lunch. It's kind of an early dinner, actually, so I don't know if I'll eat again or not. All right, let's take a look at the Purple Grape Rockstar. As you can see, it has 1 gram of total carbs, 1 gram of erythritol. That's all it says. But when we look at the ingredients, I'm starting to see some issues. We've got the erythritol, we've got acyl fame potassium, which I believe is some pretty nasty stuff. So I'm probably not going to be using these anymore. And then you can see here, there is sucralose. So you know what? I don't know. They're just not listing everything in these cans. Of course, you've always got to check ingredients, and I do think these taste really good, but I probably won't be buying these again. There's just too much bad stuff in there, and I'm just trying to clean it up. So, wanted to share that with you guys. So, in case you're thinking of trying them, here's the ingredients. Okay, we're moving down. That's a good thing. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me on this vlog. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Please give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Crystallize, 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 watching her break. Crystallize, 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 fascinating.